Hey everyone, it's me, the guy who complains in almost every video I make about how I don't like toxicity and overcompetitiveness in online multiplayer video games. And today, I'm going to be talking about a battle royale. Fall Guys is really good. No, scratch that, it's great. It's hilarious, adorable, doesn't take itself too seriously, and finally incorporates platforming, a gameplay style I love, into a replayable multiplayer format. It's given me something to consistently play with my friends that isn't a game like League or Valorant. Finally! I don't have to play Valorant anymore! Goodbye! Normally, I tend to avoid making videos on new game releases, as I'm usually a bit late to the punch when it comes to getting a review out while a game's still popular. But there's just something about Fall Guys that sucks me in the more I play it, and after seeing various arguments and conversations and posts about the game all over the internet, my mind conjured up a surge of ideas that made me go, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna talk about it anyway. So in this video, I want to analyze why I like Fall Guys so much, as it carves its own path through a tangled forest of incredibly competitive, serious, and often volatile online multiplayer experiences. Because whether intentional or not, Fall Guys has provided an experience I think the gaming world really needed by disguising itself as a quote-unquote battle royale. Or maybe I just really wanted it. And before I forget, a lot of the gameplay and clips in this video happened live on my stream, so go follow me at twitch.tv/yakkocmn if you're interested in more epic gaming content. And did you know that less than 30% of the people that watch my videos are subscribed? We now return to our regularly scheduled video essay. From the moment I saw Fall Guys announced last year, I knew it was going to be my kind of game, but my first worry was that it was going to be a typical party game. Among the various forms of multiplayer, party games are something of a double-edged sword. They're super cute and colorful and designed with silly aspects of luck and randomness to make them fun for casual play, but they can't compete with the longevity of something like a MOBA, shooter, or fighting game. Mario Party is an absolute blast every once in a while, but the key word is every once in a while. One 15-turn game and I'm ready to banish it back to the shelf for a few months. Not to mention, party games are only meant to be played locally or in private sessions with friends. All of these factors put together lead to a fairly quick burnout once the gimmick wears off. Ultimate Chicken Horse, Tricky Towers, Treadnoughts, Speedrunners, Stick Fight, and many more. These are all really fun and unique games, but there's a reason my friends and I always went crawling back to games like League of Legends. And what the hell would make us want to do that? Well, pretty much every popular multiplayer game introduces two main factors: skill, or complexity, mechanics, whatever you want to call it, and competition. And I think at its core, modern multiplayer gaming is about competitiveness and replayability. What? I'm sure Shakespeare quoted himself every once in a while. Even if we're playing casually, our little gamer monkey brains enjoy feeling like we're getting better at something complicated, whether it be aiming, mastering unique characters, or learning a map layout. These are all things that can make a game become infinitely more replayable. And guess what? We humans also happen to like winning. This is achieved in single-player games through specifically designed challenges, from hard platforming sections to powerful towering bosses. But when games started developing features that let you kill the other players, the industry had something big on its hands, because the ball started rolling and now professional streamers and esports and million-dollar tournaments exist, but then the ball kept rolling a little bit too fast, and now people get really angry at each other when they play games online. What? Impossible. The superiority complex in some players is then dumped into a pot with an intense, competitively designed game and further spiced and seasoned with ranked modes. Give it a few stirs and congrats, you have created toxicity in gaming. Couple this with the fact that trying to play a game casually can often be frustrating and difficult when matched against a community of players constantly practicing to reach a high skill ceiling, especially when divides between ranked and casual modes aren't always clear, and you've got the reasons I don't like getting involved in most multiplayer games. I could dive into specific grievances like getting berated in ranked text and voice chats as a new player, Smurf accounts in League making it difficult for people to learn the game, or just getting violently headshot round after round in Valorant so often that I end up spending more time playing games on my phone than actually playing Valorant. But I'm supposed to be talking talking about Fall Guys. So the burning question on everyone's mind, the million-dollar question, how does Fall Guys solve this problem? Fall Guys is a beautiful game because it introduces just enough skill and just enough competitiveness to bring in that massive audience, but it also uses just about every aspect of its design to assert that it's not meant to be taken too seriously, resulting in a lighthearted game where I don't feel sad about losing and I can have a blast alone or with friends in every match. Except when I get Fall Mountain. I'm not saying they should remove it, I'm just saying it needs something. Fall Guys manages to cater to both casual and competitive audiences without creating a clash between the two. It's easy to pick up and play with a control scheme that most players can understand and master within a short amount of time. Run, jump, dive, and grab. The movement itself can be fully understood in a few hours, but getting through each level without being trampled to death is already a Herculean task. And because the Fall Guys are just these dumb little jelly beans that topple over and ragdoll if you so much as breathe too hard while holding the controller, players looking to get a slight edge over everyone else have to use the level design to their advantage instead of mastering controls. The character mechanics are there and they're satisfying enough to do their job in keeping the game interesting and replayable, but the Fall Guys aren't given complicated movements such that players who haven't learned, I don't know, strafing, wave dashing, and perfect combos are left in the dust with no hope to win. Instead, you have to do things like jump off conveyor belts for extra speed, perform precise jump dives to skip sections of slime climb, or delay your jumps with the timing of the platforms disappearing in hexagon. They're tricky and satisfying to pull off, but they don't require absurd controller inputs or hours in a training room, and they don't impact the other players directly. But there will always be children that do not understand how gravity and distribution of weight works when you play Seesaw. I'm sorry, that's just how it goes. Fall Guys creates an environment where people can try as hard as they want to, but it doesn't usually take away from the experience of those trying to have a good time. If you want to be a tryhard and constantly strive for the infallible achievement, hell yeah! More power to you. The great part about Fall Guys is that it has just enough bullshit luck that you might still lose, but not too much bullshit luck so that it feels like you have no control over how you do in each level. It gives even the most inexperienced players an ample chance to win every once in a while. Plus, more experienced players can't exactly affect the game in the same vein as a typical competitive one, where you've got almost zero chance against that dude building in FORTNITE at Mach 20, or the high-ranked dude in CSGO, Valorant, League, Rainbow Six, Warzone. I don't know what the hell kids are playing these days. You can kill people by grabbing them though. I don't think I have an airtight defense for the grabbing mechanic. This is the one tiny hole in my entire argument, the one flaw in my analysis of Fall Guys as the perfect blend of party game and competitive spirit, but grabbing people and pushing them off the stage is absolutely hilarious and one of the best features in Fall Guys. I'm gonna let it slide by using the excuse/argument that grabbing can genuinely hurt your chances of winning. Pushing other players off isn't the main goal of the game and can frequently get you targeted or killed along with them. That doesn't ever stop me from trying though. Sorry unicorn, magic isn't real. Do you think you can hide from death? Good try. Goodbye furry. Oh no, Gordon Ramsay. No, it's okay, we can talk about this. Really, wait. To further send my points home, I want to discuss an argument popularized by a certain TikTok you may have seen making its rounds across the World Wide Web. To summarize as unbiasedly as I can, the creator of the post, Mubin, explains why he, quote, quit playing video games while watching a clip of a streamer slowing his jumps in hexagon. He goes on to call these types of players sweats and tryhards, arguing that they're ruining the game for the casual players who just want to have fun with their friends. Mubin has since added to his arguments and even chatted with the original streamer he criticized, which is really nice to see in the gaming ecosystem for once, but since this is still a prevalent argument within the Fall Guys community, I'd like to take it apart a bit. Well, more than a bit. I sorta have an, Objection! First off, Your Honor, I don't even think this needs to be said, but Fall Guys is designed as a game where you try to be the last player alive. It is competitive by nature, but it's also designed to be a silly fun time. I think I've gotten angrier at my friends while playing Mario Party and Kirby Air Ride than I've ever gotten in Fall Guys. Okay, moving on. If you're playing casually, these supposed tryhards shouldn't affect your experience in the first place. Sure, my desire to win flares up when I see an Enter the Gungeon costume in the shop, but my overall goal is to have fun. If I'm playing Royal Fumble with the boys and a friend wants to win, we pass that shit over. Gentleman's code.
Grab it, Charlie! Go! Run, Charlie! Run!
Oh my god!
Go, Charlie! Yes! Yes!
While a lot of people respond to casual complaints with the dismissive "get good" replies, I think there's a bit more nuance to it than that, especially when it comes to Fall Guys. Different players have different priorities when it comes to any online game. Some just play to spend time with their friends, but others might be gunning it for the win. Anyone can have fun in Fall Guys, but if you're the type of player who can't have fun unless you win, but you also don't want to compete with those improving their own skills, then that's another problem in and of itself.
Hold it!
Yes, I know, if I stopped here, I'd be a hypocrite, because earlier in this video, I specifically mentioned that most online games can feel difficult to enjoy casually when they're filled with highly skilled or competitive players. But the magic of Fall Guys is that it manages to find a solution to this problem by pitting you against the game itself more than the other players. They're just a hurdle on your journey to not lose. Not losing is different from winning, okay?
Take that!
Better players don't make winning feel impossible or inhibit your chances in most of the level types. Most levels in Fall Guys are an absolute mad dash to make it to the end, and you don't usually have much time to screw with the other players. Your Honor, as you can see, my client has jumped onto a dog pile of 30 other jelly beans at the end of DoorDash. Please explain how his tryhard nature would allow him to do anything other than run straight to the exit before he risks being disqualified. Are there guns in this game? Can I shoot the other players on my way to the door? Of course not. I know a lot of people hate the team games, but they too function to put people on a more even playing field, and when playing with friends, I find games like Egg Scramble, Fall Ball, and even Team Tail Tag and Rock and Roll to be consistently enjoyable. And if these so-called sweats, which I suppose would include me because I know how to do that cool little jump dive off the conveyor belt on Whirligig, are just trying to win, they probably won't be focused on pushing you off the edge, which is one of the only ways they can directly impact your overall gameplay. Basically, I understand this argument making more sense for a game like FORTNITE, where for instance, you drop into a town and spend 20 dull minutes grabbing loot and avoiding the zone while seeing no other players until you eventually bump into someone who immediately outbuilds you or has better aim, you die, and that's it. That fucking sucks! But when considering the gameplay and controls in Fall Guys, the argument of the overall game being ruined just doesn't make sense. While some suggest that adding a competitive or ranked mode would help sort out some of the tryhard players from the casuals and younger audience, it wouldn't stop everyone who just wants to beat less experienced players. Implementing a ranked mode means implementing dedicated rewards and features to go along with it, which would facilitate the development of an overly negative and serious player base, which completely defies the carefree nature of the game. I rest my case.
Why am I making an entire analytical video essay about the funny jelly bean game?
There's only one point I have left to mention when it comes to Fall Guys, which is apparently the subject of a bit of debate in every replies section of the Fall Guys Twitter, which is to add voice chat. Excuse my language, but what? What the fuck? I love the fact that I don't have to mute people flaming me in text chat or hear people screaming their heads off during team games when someone starts pushing the ball incorrectly. I mean, to be fair, if a dumb little jelly bean started berating me for dropping the eggs in Egg Scramble, I don't think I would be as uncomfortable as I've felt in games like Rainbow Six and Valorant, but it would definitely tarnish the experience, and it wouldn't fit the adorable carefree vibe of the game in the slightest. The team games are simple enough that comms aren't really needed, and most of the arguments I see for wanting voice chat are to enable that very superiority and toxicity that I already hate about competitive multiplayer in the first place. Some commenters say the game would have more replay value if they could hear people rage when they kill them or win a match, but that's not replay value. Replay value is more levels. You're just lying to me. I'm so much happier hearing then hey, fuck you! This game is such RNG bullshit. That ball didn't even hit me. Dude, why'd you push? Oh my god, you're the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen. See what I mean? Now, as I close this video, I don't think Fall Guys is perfect, and I think the game is gonna need plenty of new levels and updates to keep things from getting repetitive and stale in the long run. In the short amount of time since its release, Mediatonic and Devolver seem to be doing a great job so far with fixes and community management, and I hope that a bunch of new levels are on their way. I can also gladly report that Fall Guys does not suffer from the party game curse. My playtime has already passed 30 hours in the span of a few weeks, and the frequency at which I play the game also continues to rise. Honestly, I'm just overjoyed to see that this type of game has the ability to succeed on such a massive scale. Devolver Digital announced that it sold over 2 million copies on Steam just 3 days after being released. Considering the fact that Fall Guys is 1, a platformer, 2, insanely colorful and not too intense or serious, and 3, a paid $20 game instead of a free download like most battle royales, the pessimist within me thought Fall Guys wouldn't stand a chance in the modern gaming scene, and yet it did. It blew past my expectations for the amount of people that would enjoy it, including those with a bias towards esports, streaming, and competitive play. I think Fall Guys has captured a feeling that'll be hard to beat when it comes to redefining what an online multiplayer game can be, but it also shows that this genre doesn't always have to be hyper-competitive with a ridiculous skill ceiling to succeed in the mainstream. Multiplayer games are something special. I can talk about single-player experiences until the day I die, but there's no denying the pure joy of playing a game with people you care about. Multiplayer experiences make up so many of the fondest memories in my life, and to see a game that prioritizes just being fun again for everyone, as opposed to immediately attempting to be an esport or weasel its way into an already saturated competitive market to make a quick buck, gives me high hopes for the future. Because not every game needs voice chat, okay? My god! Basically, I want more games like Fall Guys. That's it. That's my conclusion. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving a big ol' roundhouse kick to the like button and maybe subscribing, and I'll see you next time.
It's clearly this one.
It's this one, yeah.
I fucking tricked everyone, by the way.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I always fuck myself up.
Why are you grabbing me, Mr.
Oh,
Western?
dude, I killed the hot dog. I got him stuck. I got him. Hot dog down, boys. Let's go.
No!
You and me, bro, you and me!
I was trying to do something ballsy. Wasn't worth it.
I won!
Yeah, that's how you do it! That's how you fucking do it!
I can't believe I made an entire analytical video essay about the funny jelly bean game. Would you look at that, we're on the end screen. Well, I guess it's time to give my big ol' thank you to A-Chair, Kelly Quirk, Waffles Rule, and everyone else supporting me on Patreon. And thanks again to you for watching all the way to the end.